Okay, so this is the rear axle. It's just had a bit of a wire brushing over just to get rid of the worst of the muck. You can see the rear dampers there. Those are the ones that don't. There's no liquid in them anymore. Funnily enough, they're a particularly weird metallic green colour. The axle casing is pretty good. No splits, no cracks, no marks, except in the manufacturer's marks. That's the rear brake bracket there, you can see. Now that hub in particular has been off at some point and the rear hub seal has failed, so that drum there is full of oil. There's no way that's going to stop you. And this mechanism for the brakes here is pretty solid. A bit of work to be done there. The other end, I haven't actually had a look inside that. I'm suspecting that's probably going to be the same. Either way, I think what I'll do is replace both seals on the axle and probably open this casing up and see what state of play is in there. Now moving back in the garage, now this is the beast. This is the one that's causing me all the flaming pain. You've probably read 8 or 9 times I've had a go at this engine, and each and every time I've failed miserably to get that recalcitrant head that right there to come loose. Now this, you can see here, is the inlet manifold, and this is the outlet manifold. So the carburetor would sit just here. So this isn't actually attached to this bit, it's just a little bit further down. Now as you can see on top, I've put a couple of nuts back on there, the ones in the middle. There they are, because those studs are more or less welded directly to the head. You can see just how badly corroded it is by the water inlet on the top of the engine. That's pretty damn manky, but there is just no way on God's earth that's letting go. Now what I was hoping, and I've tried this 2 or 3 times, is to lift the engine by these holes here. Now there should be a core plug there to keep the water in, but they've rotted away and the remnants have been knocked out. So I've been trying to lift it with that and let the engine weight drop or pull down. As you can see, it's sat on a pallet, and sit down and just basically let gravity do the work. Unfortunately that's not worked. I've tried blowing hot air in here, we've tried all sorts. WD-40, we're now going to soak it in diesel and see if that works. Failing that, the only other thing that we can think of doing is actually taking the bottom off the engine and pushing the pistons up through the bottom, take the pistons down and then push up through the cylinders to remove the head. But this is really driving us nuts. So that's where we're up to with that. And then the next stage really is to try and get the head off that, but there's no major rush, as you can understand. We've got lots of work to do on the chassis first, including finishing off the rust removal, bit of welding, basically to replace those damaged areas and try and tidy those up, and make good the old repairs, and then we'll be ready to put the back suspension on again, paint it all up, get the brakes working, then paint it all up, and then we'll be around to this monster again. But we just keep on a bit of a tinker at it, just so we don't forget about it. The gearbox seems to be pretty good. As you can see, there's a bit of tape just over the neck there of the gearbox, where the gear shift goes, and just stop rubbish going in there. But the engine itself is already full of rust and God knows what. In fact, if I come around here, you can see just how bad the rusting has been. That's the water outlet pipe there. So that returns to the radiators. As you can see, it's aluminium. There's a hole in the top of it, which shouldn't be there, and there is no bottom edge to that pipe, which there should be. So that gives you a bit of an idea. Now whether I'll stick with this blue for the engine or not, I don't know. It'll probably basically depend on what colour paint I can get my hands on. I would suspect it's probably going to be green when all's said and done. But anyway, that's where we're up to just now. I'll try and post another update later.